band come in.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, Nora tehila osef melech, Nora tehilot osef melech. Malechutecha u'banecha, bokei hayom lifnei Moshe. Ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la.
And then I'll go. Ve'ne'ema ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, u'ga'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu, baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael, etc. So just so everyone knows, can everyone in the run in our band wave to the cameras because we are now live streaming, and we wish everyone a big Shabbat Shalom who's getting comfy and tuning in online, whether you are hearing us through Facebook or YouTube or our Dat Ariel website. Welcome. We will begin shortly-ish. But first, we're just ensuring that more people have the chance to fill the sanctuary, as we had another event on campus. So they are going to be coming over soon. But I think it will be nice for us to warm up with just a couple of pre-Oneg songs before our Shabbat service. So, Sue, would you like to do a song? And then David Kamener,
Sure.
we will take it over to you.
Sure.
So, live streamers, focus on the beautiful lady to my left.
Shake another hand, shake a hand next to ya. Shake another hand, Shabbat Shalom. Shake another hand, shake a hand next to ya. Shake another hand and say, Shabbat Shalom. Everybody, la 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 la. La 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 la. Shabbat Shalom. Scratch another back, scratch a back next to ya. Scratch another back, Shabbat Shalom. Scratch another back, scratch a back next to ya. Scratch another back and say, Shabbat Shalom. Everybody, la 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 la. La 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 la. Shabbat Shalom. Hug another one, hug the one next to ya. Hug another one, Shabbat Shalom. Hug another one, hug the one next to ya. Hug another one and say, what do you say? Shabbat Shalom. Singing la 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 la. La 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 la. Shabbat Shalom. One more verse. Kiss another cheek, kiss a cheek next to ya. Kiss another cheek, Shabbat Shalom. Kiss another cheek, kiss a cheek next to ya. Kiss another cheek and say, Shabbat Shalom. Everybody, la 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 la. La 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 la. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Woo! We're going to keep that warm up going, that Shabbos spirit, that moving and releasing all the tension from the week with more just feeling it in our bodies. We're going to go over to David Kamener, our piano man, and he's going to treat us with some lovely Shabbos melodies.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Baruchuni leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leShalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei
Shalom Alechem to one and all. People are coming in from their dinner. So Naran and our band, are you ready to rock?
We are.
Woohoo! Is everyone online ready to really lean into a musical Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah! I'm literally watching you all on Facebook right now, and I'm getting hearts and thumbs up, which means you're ready. We're going to start with Nigun Nevo. It's in C minor, just in case we had any doubt. And again, you're in the sanctuary. It's a very big space, and we're more of an intimate crowd, but you get to fill it with your energy, with your clapping, with your tunes. This is a nigun, which means there are no words except nai, repeated many, many times. So there's also a whoa. There's a nai and a whoa. Can I hear a nai from people right now?
No.
Nai. Can I hear a whoa?
Whoa.
One more time.
Whoa.
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 All right, you know the words, so you've got no excuse not to join in. Go for it.
Na 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 na
You can get up and dance like Jonah. our next offering is a medley of how we feel, really. It's actually a welcome for Rabbi Schuldenfrei, who will be joining us shortly. It's two things. It's a Hinei Matov feeling, which is how lovely is it that we are becoming able to be together again. But it's also a hallelujah, yay for having a wonderful new senior rabbi, and we're going to go from strength to strength with him. So this is a medley. It's Hallelu, Hinei Hinei, another opening song. So this is going to be led by the Naranana band. I'll have them take it away. Hitsu and David and Ross.
Hallelujah, 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 amen. 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 Hinei, hinei, matov.
Hachama Merosh is next. It's a traditional Friday night welcoming in the Sabbath kind of song. There might be some of the lyrics in the Siddur, but I couldn't really find them. And as you can see, Cantor Aronoff is on a much-deserved vacay. But when she's back, we'll ask her where she got this beautiful text from. But it is so beautiful. Ross is going to sing it to us for now. Also, well done, all of you, for clapping. That was absolutely the spirit of Naranana. So please, feel free to express the joy we have of being together and of letting go of the long week with clapping, with sighing, with singing, with rocking out harmonies. It's all here for us. Hachama Merosh.
Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem Malchei HaShalom. Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem Malchei HaShalom.
Boi Amalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem Malchei HaShalom. Boi Hamalka, Boi Kala, Shalom Aleichem Malchei HaShalom. Hachama Merosh, Hahi lanu nistalka, Bo v'nisei likrat Shabbat HaMalka. Hinei yuredet הקדושה ברוחה ועם המלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלכי השלום. שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי השלום. הנה היא הורדת, הקדושה הברוכה, ועמה מלאכים, צבא שלום ומנוחה. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. שלום מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי השלום.
בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. בואי המלכה, בואי כלה, שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום.
Please feel free at this time to grab your bright red siddur. We're on page 11. We're just going to do a few lines from Lechu Neranena, which incidentally is our name. It's literally where we got the charge for Lechu Neranena, means come let us sing. Let us sing together, let's praise God, let's be in the moment of Shabbos. So, Lechu Neranena band, let's be Neranena. Bottom of page 12. Arba'im shana akud bador, ve'omar am toev levavhem, vehem lo yeda'u derachai, asher nishbati v'apihi, im yavo'uhu nel menuchati. Continuing the Let Us Sing Together theme, it's Shiru Ladonai. This is the version that Julie Silver wrote where there's some English woven in. So some of the words are on page 13, but some of them are just, hopefully you know them, and if not, easy enough to pick up. Su b'vakasha. This is a bit of a swaying one, if you want to sway a bit.
Adonai,
next we have Romemu, which you can be found on the bottom of page 19. It's our old friend Craig Taubman's Rocking Melody. So hopefully a bunch of us know this. And yeah, we're just gonna make sure we have the right guitar setup. Ooh, this is Ross Kramer, ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereof. And look at the shiny, beautiful electric guitar he is treating us with tonight. We will hire you a Naranana roadie.
All right, let's try that.
Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'yishtachavu. Lehakocho, Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'yishtachavu. Lehakocho. Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'yishtachavu, lehakocho. Romemu, Adonai Eloheinu, ve'yishtachavu, lehakocho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu.
Toda Rabbah to all of our beautiful dancers there, led by Rabbi Sheldon Fry. What a beautiful dance party. You will have a chance to catch your breath now as we saucily and lovingly invite in the Shabbat presence, our bride, for Lacha Dodi, as we fill our lives with Yay Shabbos. That can be found on page 23. We only do 4 verses for Naranana. It's going to be the first 2 verses on 23, and then we're going to skip to page 25. And I invite you, if you can, to stand on that final verse, and we will bow and greet the royalty that is Shabbat.
דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבורך השמיענו אל הרוחה. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד לשם ותפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה.
לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקורך ברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך
דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה.
ימין ושמאל תקרוצי ואת אדוני תעריצי. אל יד איש פן חצי, ואני שמחה ונגילה.
לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה.
בואי ושלום עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך
דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת לקבלה.
Welcome, Shabbat. Woohoo! Isn't it lovely that it has arrived? There's several other things we're going to do to trigger Shabbat in this room. One of them is going to be to sing the psalm for Shabbat, or at least hear a little bit of an instrumental, and then go straight in with Tzaddik Katamar. And that is on page 27 towards the back. And we're going to be featuring Jim Lesserman, our wonderful clarinet player. Katamar Yifrach Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach, woo! Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach Yifrach, Tzaddik Katamar Yifrach. Eretz Balvanon Yizke, Eretz Balvanon Yizke, Eretz Balvanon Yizke, Eretz Balvanon Yizke, Eretz done to the whoopers there towards the back. That's the Naranana spirit. So, yay. So as I said, there are several ways that Shabbat gets triggered, that we become aware that it is Friday night. And I think my favorite one is bringing in light, literally into the room. It's like such an on-the-nose metaphor. So we are going to light the candles and say our blessing for Shabbat at this time. So I invite all who can to rise for this. Sue will lead us, I think. Would any one of the people in the kahal like to volunteer to be the one to add light? You don't have to lead the blessing. We'll do that from the bima. Does anyone enjoy starting fires? Rosalie? Yes, this is if you're over 10, I think it's going to be. But you know what, Rosalie, who's a little bit over 10, she is going to start a beautiful fire in our hearts in the temple. The candles are over here, my love. We have matches for you. And again, if we want to also really lean into this moment by shutting our eyes so that we can then open them again to the light that we are creating together.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. La 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 ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Eloheinu, Melech haolam, Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, v'tzivanu, להדליק נר של שבת. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom. Let's officially welcome one another with a big Shabbat Shalom. And if you are happy to touch the person next to you, behind you, in front of you, to the side, particularly if you're related to them and they've been vaccinated, give them a hug, give them a smoosh, and also be wary that some people might not want that, so ask before you leap. But let's warm that room, and I'm going to invite Rabbi Brian Schuldenfrei up in a moment, who's going to just share a few words of Shabbos greetings. All right, y'all, let's get nice and comfortable. Rabbi Schuldenfrei and his very close personal friend.
Yes, this is the actually the most senior rabbi. So I'd like to introduce you to, for those of you who weren't in Spaghetti and Storytime. How many of you were in Spaghetti and Storytime before? You guys. So who is this? Rabbi French Fry Jr. I'm Rabbi French Fry. This is Rabbi French Fry Jr. He's the boss, right? Rabbi Yarkin and I, we just are puppets in his, we're just puppets in his play. Wait, he's the puppet, but he still runs the show. Is that okay? So anyway, for those of you who haven't met, this is Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr., and I use Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr. or Rabbi French Fry Jr. to tell stories with the kids. And so he was featured in today's Spaghetti and Storytime. And remarkably, the spaghetti is not on my shirt. But anyway, Jonah, I saw Jonah. Jonah actually made it out pretty clean, so that's good. Anyway, I'm going to give you a little bit of a spoiler alert. Every story that has Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr., Rabbi French Fry Jr., how does the story end? How does the story end? every single story with Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr. has a happy ending, a happily ever after, right? You tell the story, and Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr. faces a challenge. Today it was the challenge of not wanting to rest and running around constantly, and that's why he needed Shabbat. But every time that I tell a story, and I tell a story at every preschool every Friday, but always Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr. faces a challenge which he overcomes. At the end of the story, it's happily ever after, Shabbat Shalom, on to Bim Bam. But we also know that while that works in the preschool playgrounds and Shabbat story time, that real life is not like that. That real life doesn't have a happily ever after. And actually, that's the message of the Torah as well. This week we begin the book of Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy, which is the 5th of 5 books of the Torah. And the way the Torah concludes, you would think would be with a happily ever after, right? If it was a Hollywood movie, Moses would be the one to march the people into the promised land. They'd all land up in Tel Aviv, have a falafel, and roll the credits. But that's not the way the Torah concludes. The Torah concludes with the Jewish people on the precipice of the promised land, and Moses telling the people to look ahead. The Torah ends at sort of this weird moment where we're still unsure of what the outcome is going to be in the Jewish narrative. We're not sure what the next steps are going to be. But that's the reality of life. The Torah matches life. So how do you face that? How do you face, would we in some ways, sort of maybe a juvenile or pediatric sort of impulse in us is to want the happily ever after? To yearn for when everything is wrapped up at the end and we can all have falafel in Tel Aviv. But I think we all realize that that's not the reality. Not only isn't it not the reality, Moses gives us the way to deal with the reality that we have, which is when we're unsure of the steps that we should take in the future, we look to our past. Moses' last message, which is the book of Deuteronomy, is his last will and testament to the people. It's sort of his farewell address. And he goes over the journey that the people have already undertaken in order to encourage them to go forward. So my hope and prayer for us is that as we engage what is an uncertain future, that's the lessons that we learned in the days before and the stories that we've shared in our families before. It's our stories from the past that help inspire us to a future. Just like the book of Deuteronomy helped the people adjust so that they could take a step forward into their lives, God willing, the stories that we share, the lessons in life and ethics that we share with one another from grandparent to grandchild, from parent to child, that those stories and that guidance will help us all go forward, not only in the book of Deuteronomy, but in our lives as well. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you to Rabbi Schuldenfrei Jr.
Right, to
Okay.
Rabbi French Fry
Yes,
and to Rabbi
thank you.
Schuldenfrei,
Yes.
both of you.
Address him properly, yes, yes.
We will do so. Is he invited to staff meetings?
He's going to run staff meetings?
Great, because I believe it's his turn to buy us all coffee.
That's right, exactly.
Okay, so great. Half and half for me.
Right,
That's great.
exactly.
So thank you. Stay standing. And in fact, let's all, if we are able to, stand because it's time for the Baruch Hu. So the band are going to be spinning around presently, but it is our theme song. If we had a theme song, it's this one because it goes na 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 na, but we sing na ra na 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 to that. So it is the Baruch Hu by Noah Aronson, and Ross is going to be our wonderful leader here. We're on page 39A.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Na 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 na. Come on now. Here we go now. Na 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 na
Amen. Please take a seat. We're on the bottom now of page 39b. El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. To go into the Shema, we're going to have an alternative, beautiful invocation that invites us to listen. Before we can speak, before we can hear, we really have to open up our ears. So this is the song Listen by cantor Doug Kotler.
If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Just close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you can hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. So close your eyes and listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God. Listen. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad V'yafta et Adonai בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
The second and third paragraph of the Shema, we customarily just recite quietly to ourselves, and that's on page 42. Adonai Elohechem Emet. I invite you now to turn to page 44 for Mi Chamocha, Debbie Friedman style. Now with the words. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehtar b'kodesh, Norat tehilot osefet, Norat tehilot osefet. Malchutecha, malchutecha u'banecha, Lokech yam mipnei Moshe. Kifada Adonai et Yaakov, uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. On page 45, Hashkivenu, another familiar tune that we find comforting, which becomes a Sukkot Shlomecha, a sheltering, nurturing presence. It's our old friend Craig Talman's tune.
I need a windshield wiper.
We all do.
It's tough to sing
Come on
and
now.
clap.
Okay. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu Malkeinu lechaim.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Ushmor tzedkenu uvoenu
Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'hamidenu malkeinu lechaim.
Ufros aleinu Sukat shalom echa Baruch atah Adonai Hapores Sukat Shalom aleinu V'al kol Amor Yisrael Yerushalayim v'al Yerushalayim. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. Can you say amen? Can you say amen? Alrighty ho, what we've been doing is a lot of changing the pace. So if you're someone who likes upbeat, fast tunes, we do that, but then we follow with a slow one. And now, having lulled you all with that sweet, sweet melody, we invite you all to stand up if you can for Vashamru, high pace. Someone's trying to eat the microphone. Vashamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש וביום השביעי ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם חצי קדש יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה ויעמד יברך ירתה וימליך מלכותה בחייכון וביומייכון ובחיי תכל בית ישראל בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תאמרן בימה ויאמרו אמן. It is Silent Amidah time now, my lovelies. Page 47 to 52. Feel free to read the Hebrew or the English, or just take these sacred, quiet moments out to pray what you need to pray from your heart at this time. So the Nuranana band often use this space after the Amidah to insert the song it is that we want to kind of focus on, maybe because it's appropriate for the time, for the month that we're in. And we are in the month of Av. And tomorrow night is Tisha B'Av, one of the saddest days in the Jewish calendar, whereby we traditionally fast and we read Lamentations and we do all sorts of other things that remind us of how there's a lot of tragedy in our pasts. And we're going to have a special program Saturday night and Sunday morning. We encourage you also to come here and really experience Tisha B'Av. And we don't mourn on Shabbat, so we didn't want to lean too heavily into Tisha B'Av, but we wanted to sing a song that acknowledged that. And so we chose Donna, Donna, that Joan Baez has made famous. Although it wasn't written by her, it was written for a stage production, a Yiddish show, Esterke, in the early 1940s. And the music was by Sholem Sekunda. And there's two things that go on in this song. One of them is by repeating Donna, which just sounds like a woman's name, you get Adonai. Donna, 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 Donna. So it's really a prayer. And then the other thing is the metaphor, the imagery of a calf that is bound and slaughtered and isn't able to break free like the swallow. And that is also a Holocaust reference. And one of the tragedies that we lean into on Tisha B'Av is the Holocaust, which we also didn't want to dwell on too much. But by offering up this song, this semi-prayer, we thought that would just be a way to acknowledge that at this time, and we've done this before as well. So if you know it, we apologize we didn't. My printer isn't working because my office is being redone. So I wasn't able to print you copies. But again, the chorus is Donna, 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 and maybe you know the folk tune as well. So Donna, Donna, take it away soon.
On the wagon. Don. Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Dona, 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 dona. Dona, 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 don. Dona, 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 dona. Dona, 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 don.
Page 54. And just so you know, we're preparing to go into Kiddush, so if you are willing to accept a sealed grapefruit cup from Jack, please accept it. And then we'll get ready to stand after this prayer. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah,
Amen.
v'amad divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agala uvizman kariv v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehei
Shmei
shmei
Rabbah
Rabbah
mevorach, v'olam li'omei amaya, yitbarach.
Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'av yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitardav v'yitaleh v'yitalel shmei d'kudashah.
V'yahu.
Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'yimeru.
Amen.
Titgabel sloton v'hon d'hol Yisrael, kadamu v'hon di v'shmaya v'yimeru.
Amen.
Yehei shlam araba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimeru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yal kol yoshvei tevel v'yimeru.
Amen.
Please rise if you are able. Page 55, it is our Kiddush for Friday night. Robert Sachs, a man of many talents, not only can he play beautiful flute, but he can also chant the Kiddush.
Savrei Chavarai,
L'chaim.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafim.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kadsho b'avav ratzon hitilanu, zikaron l'maseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila v'mikrei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'achata,
Yotanu kidashta,
mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kadshecha, yavahu v'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat.
L'chaim and Yesha Koach. Let's briefly take off the masks there. It was a good year, wasn't it? This past year. All right, thank you so much, Jack, for lapping the sanctuary. We're going to ask you to do that in reverse, as people are welcome to take seconds or just return their cup to the tray carefully. And as you're standing, let's do an Aleinu, which requires the continuation of standing on the second. The next page is page 56. Elokeinu efesulato yakatu b'torato yadata hayom v'hashevota elevavecha ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim v'shamayim mima'al v'al ha'aretz v'al ha'aretz mitaha'at Einod Al Kain Kabbalah Adonai Eloheinu Li'Romeh Barazach. V'nemar v'haya Adonai lamelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo On page 58, we have Kaddish Yatom. Please take a seat for this unless you are saying this prayer, the mourner's Kaddish. So I invite all those mourners who are able to stand and look around the room. If there's someone standing alone, feel free to volunteer to stand next to them so they feel that love and that support as we declare God's holiness together. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah v'varach v'olam u'lalmei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We are very close to ending on a high note, but first just a couple of announcements that I'd like to spotlight. First of all, I just want to say a big old Shabbat Shalom. Thank you everyone so much for coming to the sanctuary, to Doven. A different feeling, Naranana, because we've never been here really before. Normally we're in Russell Hall, but we had such a lovely event there that we didn't want to take away from that. And it was so lovely to hear and see the spaghetti-eating storytelling event that happened earlier. And thank you to Rabbi Schuldenfrei for hosting that and also for sharing some lovely words. And thank you also to Andrea Jaffe for helping organize it. I don't know if Patrick Miller is still here, but he needs to be thanked because he did a lot of coordination for all of this setup. I also want to thank Harlow and Chuck, who are our sound technician extraordinaires who helped make this possible. It's always those behind-the-scene people that don't get sung enough. Speaking of behind the scenes, Andreas, who provided anyone who wanted to with a lovely spaghetti dinner. So thank you, Andreas, for that so much. And now it's time to thank the Naranana band. Not everyone was able to make it. We always have a slightly smaller summer Naranana band. And as you saw, our own cantor Judy Aronoff is on a much-deserved vacation right now. So we tried our best, and hopefully it was good enough. But thank you so much to Sue Epstein on guitar and so many lead vocals, to Ross Kramer on 2 guitars, not at the same time, but it was delicious and beautiful. We welcome back Randy Dreyfus on bass, and he was singing gorgeous harmonies in my ears, and next time we're just going to mic him. Thank you so much, Jim Lesserman, for the clarinet, and to Robert Sachs for the flute, and also to everyone who came, because we normally have a drummer, and he wasn't able to be here. He'll be here next month. But every time you clapped, you sang, you helped the rhythm of the band. So you are all part of the Naranana band. As I said a little bit earlier, tomorrow night is Tisha B'Av, and there is an event that we are doing joined with VBS. That event starts at 8 p.m., And there are several ways. Also, Stephen S. Wise are also collaborating on this, which is a really powerful thing to have multiple synagogues come together. There's several ways that you can be there. You can go to the actual VBS campus in Encino, or you can tune in to the VBS Facebook page or the VBS YouTube channel. You don't need to have Facebook. If you just want to go to YouTube, type in VBS, it'll be there live streaming. And again, we're going to have Eicha, we're going to have some reflections, some discussions. Our very own Rabbi Schuldenfrei is going to be co-leading a discussion with the other rabbis as well. And it is called The Day After, How the Jewish People Rebuild After Catastrophe. And then just finally want to mention that the Women of Adat Honey fundraiser is still going ahead. And really, once Av is there, the month after that is Elul. And Elul should really be that wake-up call for high holidays on the horizon. We need and deserve a sweet new year. So spread the love with honey. Send it to one another, and it's also a beautiful fundraiser for the Women of Adat, which help our kiddushes and our events and gathering in person. Sorry, these were long announcements. David Kaminer was unthanked, but I left him till last because he also just is a magnificent person who carries Nuranana, the backbone, the spine of every Friday night, because he's always here. So I sometimes just forget that the piano doesn't just play itself. I just take it for so granted that the piano makes these beautiful sounds. He's just so good. So Toda Rabah, David Kaminer, as well. We're going to end, finally, with Od Yavosh Shalom Aleinu. And that's hopefully a song we all know. So feel free if you want to dance to this. And then, yeah, we're just going to wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. So on your feet, if you want. You don't have to, though. For Od Yavosh Shalom Aleinu, Sue, take it away, my lovely.
Okay. Everybody say Od.
Od.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. 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 Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kulam. Salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam.
Shalom! Shabbat Shalom to one and all. Please exit the correct way through the parking lot. We'll see you tomorrow. There are services, 9:30 a.m. Woohoo! Take care of yourselves and each other. And Laila Tov. Play them out if you want. Shalom Aleinu.